Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Racing League once again as we get underway for our 6th season of racing. In just 15 races time we're going to have a new Tier 2 champion, and we are all in for a heck of a season with both new and old faces. It's a new game and a new season for Tier 2 with a big power shift in which is expected. Let's see how the title defender in May, who did pick up his first and elusive championship just last year, can defend what is rightfully his. For the first race out of our 15 race calendar, we head to Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. The renovated track is the first out of our 15, and it is a new circuit with just 2 new corners in it. However, makes it a brand new track, which means it is a lot faster and it is a new fan favourite. It has 14 turns, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, and 4.6 kilometres containing 2 DRS zones. For the entirety of Season 6, you have myself, Gosa, a newcomer, F1ology, who will be replacing the recently lost Alfie as we shall unfold this Season 6 of the casual division. It's a season where stories can be made, hope can be lost, and we are one driver away from crowning a new champion. So please join us for our first qualifying session of the year to see who will pick up top spot. I'm Spremfrey and I'm joined by F1ology for his first time in the Global Racing League. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Doing good. Happy to be here. You know, looking forward to this. Hopefully what will be a close qualifying to come in Tier 2.
Yep, absolutely. And the first driver to start a flying lap will be Ivy Whittle, who did have a bit of a hot streak at the end of the season, or the 5th season. However, did only pick up a 1 race win, so let's see what Ivy Whittle can produce on F1 23. It's a brand new handling model, and it is going to be a big change in who's going to be at that top spot. Will it be Chartman, Apex May, Anton, Strickland, Whittle? It could be absolutely anyone.
Well, indeed it is a new handling model and a lot better for most drivers, I would have thought. A lot more grip, which is going to help a lot more drivers out in terms of feeling confident in the car. In fact, you know, you can kind of just see how much more confident already they can be in a lot of the corners, going flat out pretty much through a lot of the turns now, and especially the high speed stuff, which is going to be a lot more enjoyable to drive.
Yep, absolutely. And we have Ivy Whittle come to the last 2 corners in turn 13. And 14, a double flat right-hander makes this track about, I think, was it 10 seconds faster than last year? Probably more than that. But it's a 1:12.4 for Ivy Whittle. I think it's going to be made across the line. So he is probably, I think he's one of the oldest members in the Global Racing League. But he did pick up his first championship. I think he was here since 2020, I believe. He lost his championship on the last day in Season 4. He won his championship on the second to last race in Season 5, and now he has to try and defend it.
Well, not that luck time from him to begin with, the 1:12.4, having commentated here last night actually. That's a very good opening lap time to start the qualifying session off with. He was over a second and a bit behind.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but last season in Tier 2, there were, I believe, out of a 20 race calendar, there were 16 different winners. And I don't want to sound biased, but I do think the second tier provides a better title fight than Tier 1. It is normally the case. I mean, even just tonight, we're missing Rahman, who at the end of F1 22 was on some unreal pace. I don't know what he had been smoking in his last few races, but he was unreally quick. You had people like Danny as well coming out. Ah, the return of Bruce. How are you, Bruce? There you go, your mate is on pole position at the moment. Chartman is, however, is on a bit of a good lap right now. Him is brand new Aston Martin. What car was Chartman in last season? I'm asking the people in the chat. I don't remember. I think, oh, he was the Williams. He was the Williams. Stricken put his car into P2 on a set of medium tyres. Can Stricken maybe pull out a bit of a title up front? Yeah, thank you, I for that. Whistle, yeah, he was in the Williams. Well, Bruce, hopefully your mate will have some better luck this year. He's sat on pole position at the minute. Let's just see what he can bring out. Screto in his AlphaTauri. He has shifted from Alpine to AlphaTauri, puts in P3. Hello, Oscar. How are you? Hello, Loki. Ivy is Ivy full traction? I'm not sure. Troy, I don't know what the settings are in this. I don't know if it's full or medium or I don't know what's allowed. May hasn't validated his lap. Lewis, who is Loki's on path. There we go. So Lewis, who is the reserve for tonight, who is very fast. He will definitely be up for the top spot. Is going to come across the line in his reserve. Williams have put it into P2, a 1:12.7 for the reserve driver, who unfortunately can only make 50, well about 50% of the races this year. So whoever he is driving for is going to be one lucky team.
Wow, that's a decent lap from Lewis there to go P2, only 3/10 behind the current leader, which is certainly solid stuff. Overall, no one's really on fast laps except out laps, so I think Wiki is currently on an out lap at the moment, but other than that, I think that's the first round of laps complete.
Yep, I believe so. Obviously, you are also the ERL driver. Do you do any other commentating for leagues? Do you want to get your name out there a little bit? Introduce yourself.
Pardon?
Do you want to introduce yourself a bit? What other leagues you're involved in? What other commentating? Whatever you do.
In terms of other leagues I commentate on, so PRL, Premier Racing League, going to be doing that on a Tuesday. Formula 2. Also DZRL, Danger Zone Racing League, that's on a Friday at 8 p.m. But other than that, you know, mostly a league racer, to be fair. Obviously do TikToks most of the time and YouTube, so yeah, that's really mostly my kind of stuff, you know, sort of thing. Just love F1 really, overall, if you know what I mean. You know, could call me a bit of a fanatic in terms of Formula 1 passion, you know, in terms of my following, in terms of, you know, what I follow on Formula 1. Always trying to keep up to date with the latest rumours.
And do you also do ERL commentating, or have you given that up?
Oh yeah, of course ERL. I forgot about ERL on a Monday, isn't it?
Monday.
Yeah, Monday. I've forgotten. Literally, that's, you know. Sometimes I forget certain, you know, things because I have a very busy schedule. If you know what I mean, when it comes to league racing and all of that, you know. Arguably, you could make a debate with who has a busier schedule, myself or Chartman, when it comes to the league racing business, if you know what I mean. Because I know Chartman, he's always involved in league racing.
Well, we have encountered in just our 8 minutes, we have got our first mistake of the season. Apparently there's been a lobby issue with regarding manual and automatic gears, so we'll have a lobby restart. I'm not sure, I think qualifying will go ahead, but there will be a lobby restart just to set that to manual for the manual gear users here in the second division or the casual division, whatever you fancy to call it. So obviously we do apologise for that. Oh, apparently there won't be. Who knows? We will find out. Jolly Shot has retired, and that is out of turn 1. Looks like he's either retired or he's crashed. I'm not too sure.
Well, probably gonna assume that was a crash due to the fact his car seems to have come to a dead stop down there. probably lost it maybe on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah.
Quite easy thing to do.
Well, we do have a new provisional pole time, which is a 1:12.287. That was from the Alpine of Wicked Vicky. However, Ivy Whipple is going faster on this second run. He is just a 10.5 up. Skillish if he's using auto gears. But Tom, not everyone's not as good as you.
Very good middle sector with a 50.8. That's absolutely flying. Could probably be a 1:11 here if I'm gonna predict.
Yeah, he's got a good chance of it because he is flying. A little lift out of turn 14, and it's going to be a new provisional pole time, a 1:12 flat for the Alfa Romeo.
That's a very good lap time from him. You know, only 51 thousandths of a second off my prediction.
I saw someone put in the chat earlier on about who is my prediction for who was going to win. I'm assuming this race, I'm not sure if it was Oscar or Loki. But my prediction is going to be Ivy Whiffle. Obviously we are missing people like Spandon, so he could play a part. I know, like Rahman, who could play a part in later races. But I think for today, I'm going to have my money on Ivy Whiffle. He seems to be in control. He seems to be happy with his car. He's showing a good amount of pace. I'm not seeing him race. This is the first time I'm seeing a lot of these drivers race, to be fair. But right now, Whiffle still seems very much in control.
Yep, does indeed. Certainly looking very good and strong with about 3/10 clearance back to Wiki. So that's pretty good, even though Chapman's done a tiny improvement in the first sector. So, cutting off with Chapman. Nice job getting a good exit out of turn 5, like through 6, into 7, then quite decent exit out of 8. Is he flat through 9? Not quite. I think that's turn 9, was turn 10.
You've
got my track bearings now.
You've got to make up the random corners, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. I think we're into 12 now, turn 12. This is 13 anyway, because it's only 14 turns if I'm correctly going around here. Keeps it nice in 7th gear. This is going to be a solid improvement, I think. 3/10 of improvement. Remains 3/10 though.
Just for a notice for the guys currently driving, there will be a lobby restart just to fix the manual gear issue. We do apologise for this, but hopefully you can get it sorted very quickly. So as long as you all join back nice and quick, should be a pretty swift change over. But we do apologise for this. It's the first race of F1 23, so you got to give us some leeway, despite us having 3 months to prepare. May is a second up in the first sector. No, he's a 10th up in the first sector. His brand new Ferrari. I think he wanted the AlphaTauri this year. He's opted in for the Scuderia. Ferrari wants to try and live on the name of myself and go slow in the beautiful red car. He's going to climb up the hill. There has been a retirement from Kiddy. I believe that is in the pit lane. Coming up to the DRS zone now. He's going to come up to the end of sector 2. He's going to need a big improvement to challenge now. And he is went over by 2/10, almost 3. May is not showing the pace you would think he would hope right now.
No, 2/10 down, that's probably going to be the lap unless he can pull out a mega sector, which I doubt, and don't think anyone else will improve. Even though the Haas driver, has he done 5 laps on the hards?
I'm not too sure.
Possibly it's showing 5 laps on the hards. If he has, he could be a real contender for pole. You know.
Well, I am just on board with the McLaren of Curly, who did pick up his first GRL win last season in Austria. He's been very, very lucky regarding his teammates. He's had, I think, 3 Constructors' Championships. Oh no, 2 Constructors' Championships in, I think, 2 seasons or 3 seasons or something along that. But he's won a lot He's with Jolly Shirt this year, who is currently in P13 and is out of the session. So that Constructors' hopes for Curly are going a bit away. He had 3 race winners last season as teammates. Whereas everyone is in the pit lane, we are at the 3-minute mark, aka the last time these drivers will go out and set a timed lap. Get the fresh sets of rubber on the track. Will start heating up every second from now. The more cars on track, the quicker it will get. So who do you think is going to pick up this pole position?
Well, looking at if the Haas driver, or is it Shoot 3RL, you know, if he's done that on the hards, I reckon he could be a real contender. But I think it'll be between ID Whipple and Wiki. And maybe Lewis. They'll be the 3. But I'm going to put my money on the Alfa Romeo driver of Ivy. I think he'll be definitely, probably, the one to watch in terms of, well, the one that will get the lap time and get the pole.
By the way, Oscar, I've seen you ask like 4 times. Yes, it is F1ology on commentating. I believe he's also going to be with Curly tonight in Tier 1. Am I correct by saying that?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Can't wait to be with Curly tonight in Tier 1. Hopefully it should be also a good race in both divisions. You know. That was pretty much everyone's on out laps at the moment.
Also, people also do believe there will be a big power shift in Tier 1 as well. But Tom Prof not exactly showing as much pace as he has in recent years. A nice job, who is looking like a serious contender. And for a guy who hasn't really been racing as much as he did last year, I mean, I soon think Nice Job could win it.
Yep, well, you know Nice Job's his pace. He's a very quick driver. Very quick in ERL as well. As you're fully aware, so you know he's quick in also another Liga race in Phoenix on a Wednesday, so he's a very quick driver overall, if you know what I mean. Certainly can be up there with the best in these leagues, so yeah, I reckon it'll be decent in the Tier 1. Here, no doubt. But Deadly Mosquito currently on a lap. He'll be the first driver to cross the line, even though they've got a bit of traffic. As he comes down the hill, keeps full just in small lift, and remains P7.
I've just been following Ivy Whipple on his final flying lap, and he is 3/10 up on his original time, and he's also going to get a bit of a slipstream down turn 13 and 14 into the final corner. Charman has retired from the session. This will be a new provisional pole time for Ivy Whipple. He's into the 1:11s. Let's have a look at Wicked Vicky. He is 2/100ths of a second up on his previous time through the first sector. Lewis is improving by 4/10 as well. Let's go and ball with the winners. He's going to get to the finish line before the Alpine. He's a bit squirrely up into turn 12, down to turn 13. He's going to keep it nice and flat, stick it into 7th for the final corner around the Catalonia circuit. Is it going to be provisional pole for Lewis? No, it's not. It's only good enough for P2. Vicky is not improving enough. He is a 10th up on his previous time, coming up into our last and final sector. 2 more corners can make up his time, and there is not a lot he can do right now. He does not stick both of these corners flat. Open the rear wing. What's it going to be for the Alpine? It's going to be P2, just short of the pole position time, which is Ivy Whipple, and I think that position is going to be his. Mosquito in 7th place. May is going to the pit lane. Is going to be P8 for the defending champion, and Apex is out of qualifying. He is spun. Pole position of the first race in GRL goes to Ivy Whipple.
Yeah, as both of us predicted, I think. Overall, I think we both said Ivy would take the pole at some stage during this qualifying, and sure enough he did. And not bad from the other competitors overall, his rivals in today's race. But yeah, you know, Ivy just about, as you said earlier, had it under control, and you know, will be a great chance for him to take this first win of the season potentially.
Yep, he does seem very much in control of everything he's doing. As I say, we will just have a technical red flag just to update the lobby. So we will get restarting just in a few moments time just to fix up the lobby issue. And then we'll get underway in Barcelona. So I'm assuming a new lobby is going to be made in any second.
Yeah, most likely for that. Will that affect anyone's pace?
For people who use automatic gears, yeah, probably. Obviously, they're not as confident. It probably didn't affect them too much, however, will be an issue. So I will just get a screenshot of the finishing time. So it's going to be Ivy Whitfield who picks up the first pole position of the year. Yes, Curly, I took a screenshot with a 1:11.870, followed up by Vicky and Lewis in places second and third. Stricken in fourth, who did pick up his only win, I believe, in Spain or Portugal. Scarito in fifth, Shooter on the hard tyre in sixth place, Mosquito in seventh, May in eighth, Anton in ninth, Apex in 10th, followed by Chartman, Curly, Jolly Shirt, Teaser, and I believe it's Spandon in P15.
Yep, those two at the bottom didn't set a time, so it'd be interesting to see where their pace stacks up during the course of the race.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, Ivy certainly looking like he'll be the main person, maybe Wiki and Lewis hot on his tail overall, so should be a good race actually. Spain, you know, it's nice how they've redone that final corner, if you know what I mean. Giving back the old layout of Spain, which is quite nice, you know, much more flowing through that track, through that part of the track, and yeah, just so much nicer.
Yeah.
Compared to that Mickey Mouse chicane, which, you know, is a bit Mickey Mouse-like sort of thing, as they say. Kind of a bit like, what's that circuit? Miami.
Yeah.
It's terrible, you know. That's what it used to be like. Literally, you go through that Mickey Mouse act and you lose all the downforce and the
We don't want you to bog down.
So there will be a lobby restart, but just while we wait for the lobby to run, we will just see some of these AI cars driving around the circuit, just to give us something to look at.
Some of the AI haven't started.
Yeah. Yes, because waiting for the new lobby just to be made, and everything will be sorted. Oh, hello. Hello, Curly. You there, Curly?
What was interesting actually yesterday during a race, okay, you'd probably laugh at this, this was during the sprint race. You know the tyre thing where it gives you predicted pit stop strategies?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that popped up during a 6-lap race.
Right, sorry to interrupt. I can't do the thingy grid. So if someone else, if you want, I don't know who's setting it up.
I think Chartman's maybe. As always, Chartman, the GOAT, just doing all of our hard work for us. How we like to see it. Yeah, guys, we do apologise for this, but we will just get the lobby issue sorted.
I actually swear, well anyway, come in my chat, I thought I put it on that auto.
It happens. It's the first race of the year.
Does.
There's still 14 races to go. There we go, new invites have been sent out.
Yep, they have. Right, I'm going to bounce. Good luck, have a good one, guys. I shall catch you in a bit.
Right, no worries, thank you for that. Apparently the session doesn't exist for me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to close the game and then join the way.
Okay. There you go, guys. The stream is now back. I might just have to close down the application to get back into the lobby. So we're just missing one driver now, and then we're all going to be ready to go. Obviously, the race would have been dry following that, as the race has been set to dry, which is obviously a good news for us.
Yep, hopefully it'll be a good race with Ivy Whiffle on pole, followed by who was second? Where is he?
Lewis.
Lewis was third. Was Lewis second?
Nah, Lewis was second. Oh no. Well, despite the top three.
Vicky was second.
Oh, Vicky was second?
Yeah, Vicky.
Well, despite Ivy Whiffle being the quickest guy on track, he's not the quickest in joining the lobby, as he is the last car to join, which I think is quite amusing.
Could be what you call a superstition thing, that.
Yeah.
Last to join, first to win. You know, if he does win now, he's gonna do that every time, be the last to join. As Chartman now takes his car. Cool.
Right, so I believe we're going to get underway in just a few seconds' time. Everyone is back into the lobby, so we should be all clear to go.
Yep, everyone's now readying up, which is pretty cool.
Right, so thank you, as always, for Chartman, who is just the GOAT. It's simple as that. He is just the absolute GOAT. So thank you for that, as we're going to get underway in Spain in just about time.
Lee Chapman is the GOAT.
Nice job, partner. Turn ABS off. I'm not sure if that's a perfect idea. Wait, does most of people run no ABS? I think Nice Job runs auto gears or something. It's something like that. I don't know.
If ABS is turned off, we're all going to learn how to use the brakes.
Right, so we are hoping there's no lobby issues this time. So what do you think the preferred strategy is going to be?
I think it could be a mix between a one-stop and a two-stop overall.
Yeah?
Medium hards, hards mediums, obviously that would work. In terms of a two-stop, maybe a medium softs, you know, or soft mediums. I think that could work.
Do you think a soft hard is a viable strategy?
Yeah, the soft hard, obviously, that's another way to go, I suppose, or even the hard stops. You know, I think it could be a mixture between all three of those sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, could just see a bit of a mix here. Because Spain's a really weird circuit, you know, it's good for, like, track position is king around Spain, sort of thing. So it's a bit like Monaco in that sense. You know, you don't need to pit if you're in the lead. But then it's also pretty good, as we've seen in the past, like 2021, with Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen. Lewis made that extra pit stop and was able to go on and win the race. So, you know, you can be aggressive if and when needed around Spain as well, because it's a circuit that isn't also too kind on the tyres either. So, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one in that sense. If you can master the two-stop, you know, you can be quicker and make up the lost time, but then same time, the more conventional approach, especially for the leaders, will be to try the one stop.
Yeah, but I totally agree with that.
Tyres in this game are quite different to maybe previous games as well. So maybe two-stop will be the more preferred way to go.
Well, we are still waiting for players, so I'm not really sure what is going on, but I'm not liking the look of it.
Nope. Hopefully not another restart. That would be quite disappointing.
Oh, there we go. We're good. And there, thank God for that. So we are just going to get underway for our formation lap, and most importantly, it is the first helmet check of the year. Ivan Whipple running his nice black and red contrast with the Alfa Romeo. Vicky's going pink and bright to favour that BWT sponsor. Lewis, I think that is the default helmet. Stricken has put a bit of effort into his. Ooh, Screeter is lovely. Shooter, very nice. Degensko, May, Anton, Apex all pretty bad. Curly's putting a bit of effort. Oh, Jolly Shirt is putting onto the grass. The first helmet day, or the first helmet of the year, or of season 6, be for Scorito. I love Scorito's helmet. But let's have a quick look at tyres, which is obviously the second most important thing to do under formation lap. Everyone's going on to the trusty mediums, just two hard runners, which are both Williams cars. So it definitely seems like team orders in terms of strategy.
Well, it's interesting that pretty much majority of the grid have all gone for mediums. There's the possibility of strategy.
Nah, it's not. Oh, there we go, it's on mine now.
Yeah. So one stop, the game's predicting. Well, that was even for the softs, I think, as well, sharing that online. So yeah, maybe even a medium to soft run could work around here. Who knows?
Yeah, possibly.
yeah, that'll be for the drivers to decide what they want to do in terms of the strategies.
Also, this is a bit late, but I am assuming, as there's been no complaining in terms of audio, in terms of where it's too loud, games too loud, I'm hoping it's all okay. As we've had no complaints. As, during the, I'm not sure if you watched, the driver reveal didn't really go well for me. I was Darth Vader. I don't know if you saw. But the Curly's OBS or something was very, very, didn't want to get along with me that day. But as Spandon gets the last slot on the grid, it's all going to be up to you, F1.
Well, confused what happened there with the timing screens.
As we have, I believe, 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. Ivy Whiffle does get off to a very good start. Wicked Vicky cannot come back in. Oh, there we go. He's going to go round the outside into turn 1. Stricken gets into P3. Ivy Whiffle under a bit of pressure down into turn 1. Vicky on the inside line into turn 2. Nice and smooth. Lewis into and holds into his P3. Stricken in P4. Mavis coughed up a few positions there. Seems a bit of an incident at the back with Anton and Shooter. Obviously, they must have tangled into turn 1, but Ivy Whiffle does get off to a pretty safe start. Wicked Vicky is now chasing down that gap, which actually is on the screen because the game is terrible, but Lewis on the hard tyre did get off to a pretty safe start. He is under a bit of pressure from Stricken at the minute, and there's been another collision at the back which looks to be, or a spin of Jolly's shirt. He's now going to be overtaken and dropped into P15. But it is Ivy Whiffle who soon leads the Spanish Grand Prix and is about to lead his first lap of the season. There we go, Stricken did go for the lunge out of the DRS zone, but Lewis saw it coming and he was outsmarted. Lewis is now right on the back of Vicky here. He's going to get a huge slipstream down into our pit straight. Ivy Whiffle leads the first lap of season 6 in the second tier as another spin, which is the McLaren. He's not having a great start. 3/10 back, Stricken is gaining the intervals are not great for me. Apex seems to be right on the back of Chapman. These two have their own entanglements in season 5. Let's see, going into turn 1, what's it going to look like for these two? Apex on the outside line is going to hang it all the way around turns 1 and 2, and that is how you make an overtake in Spain. Wicked Vicky has dropped back a good amount. Ivy Whiffle is in very much control of this Grand Prix. Spandon following up on the old Haas, or the Haas driver now, but Chapman is going to look to try and pick him off. Spandon's up, I think, 8th position. It's a brilliant start for the Mercedes.
Yep, indeed. And Whiffle has already got a 1 second lead, I saw, as he crossed the line. So that roughly looks like the gap. So he's done really well. In terms of lap 1 incidents, Giza was one of the ones caught out. Deadly Mosquito, who's currently under pressure from the Haas driver, as the Haas driver looks for a move down the inside. Currently can the Haas go around the outside in turn 12? This would be very ambitious if he pulls this off.
They're going to get very much high. Oh, he's on the gravel! Very argy-bargy in turn 13. But that is sort of right. And there we go, all my gaps have been fixed. There we go. Deadly Mosquito, there we go, gets into P11. Curly is right behind Scarito here, but the gap up front is 1.6 seconds for Ivy Whiffle. He is leading in the 3rd lap of the Grand Prix, and he seems totally in control of this race, and right now his championship. It is the opener, but with this sort of pace, you cannot sort of deny that this guy is definitely going to be up there. May in P5, not really showing the desired pace. Giza into P10, he's going to hunt down Curly. He is on this hard compound tyre. Lewis is going to get the run of DRS down the back straight onto Vicky, but most importantly, he's going to get it on our pit straight. It is a huge pit straight with 2 banking turns to carry your momentum. If you get the exit right there, you're going to be in a pretty good spot to follow that car all the way down into turn 1. The current 13s, he's going to hold it, and turn 14 of the yellow flag, which is a Mercedes, that could be Deadly Mosquito. But DRS is now activated for the Williams. Stricken is right behind the Williams. He's going to maybe go for an overtake. It could even be 3 wide into turn 1. Vicky under pressure from the Williams, does survive into turn 1, but Lewis is not going to give us up just yet. The inside line, the 10th backman does not have enough momentum to stick it. Stricker, however, is going to carry a lot more speed up this hill. But once again, I think they're just going to keep positions like this. But all of this battling and all this confrontation is helping Ivy Whiffle extend his gap at the top. Giza Giza is right behind Curly now, coming up into turn 4. Can he make a move? No, he cannot. However, he's going to stick this all the way around turn 4. He's going to look into the turn 5 entry to make a lunge. He did look for it. Curly saw it coming. It's a pretty good scrap going on here.
Yep, good scraps literally for P2, P3, P4, and even between Curly and Giza. As Giza is, well, Curly's out.
Oh, Curly's gone!
Giza, I think, may have made a bit of contact between the two. I'm not too sure what's occurred there between Curly and Giza. I don't want to say they didn't make contact, but just caught that when Curly was off into the barrier and Giza centered him alongside the two. So already Chapman's interestingly gone on to the softs after starting on the medium tyres. I think that's an interesting strategy call, but yeah, it is great racing so far in these opening 5 laps. A lot of elbow out racing so far.
Well, the first retiree of season 6 will be, unfortunately, WTFL Curly. And Ivy Whiffle could get invalidated here. He's just overtaken the safety car. Oh my god, Whiffle. All of his control, he wants to invalidate himself.
Whiffle would probably not be too happy with this early safety car, as he was pulling out a very nice gap on the rest of the field. But he does have the pace, so shouldn't worry him too much in terms of, you know, having the safety car. But are you sure he's going to be in Tier 2 with the way he's driving? Honestly. He's leaving everyone currently in a league of their own. Either everyone else is in Tier 3 or he's in Tier 1 sort of territory at this rate. But yeah. Chapman's now gone back onto the medium tyres. I think he's got a new set of mediums on the car, because they're showing 0 laps. But yeah, it's a decent race. But the good thing is about this circuit is really like that straight that you were talking about really starts exactly at turn 12, because you get a good exit at turn 12, then it's just about how you carry that through turn 13 and 14. And then, as long as you stay close to your rival, you've got amazing overtaking opportunity down into turn 1, of course. So, turn 12 to me feels very important in this game around here.
It's a corner where you're not always going to get the max amount of traction through it. It's awkward to try and plant your foot down at an exact point. So it's almost like as soon as it starts to level off is when you really have to start putting your foot down. But it's an awkward corner to have that much of force. I think whoever can really master Curly's first DNF in 12 races. That's a very it's very good stats, by the way.
Well, I suppose it was then going to happen eventually. I think Kimi Raikkonen has the most consecutive finishes. I think it's 26 or something crazy like that.
Well, I'm not sure if Span will want to hear this again, but he, I think, has the record that I don't think anyone will ever top, which is most DNFs in a season. And I believe the final number was 12 or 10.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be touching that record.
He went, I think, 8 races in a row with DNFing. So let's see if Spandon could try up his fortunes again. He's in P8 currently in the Mercedes. Yeah, not only that, but when he finally finished the race, he got a race ban for having too many penalty points.
And safety car is in this lap.
Yeah, lovely.
So Ivy will back up the field. He will dictate the pace and become the de facto safety car. as the others now have to form up behind him.
So where would you want to go?
Probably now.
Would you do it on the bank corner? And he's actually going to listen to you, but I don't think his plan has worked too well. It's only a 3-10 gap, he should be safe.
He'll be safe.
He would definitely be safe. Alan Lewis is going to be right on the back of Vicky into turn 1 here, however. It would be a lunge and a half if he can make it stick. Vicky is going to go defensive, just cover off the inside line just to ensure he doesn't leave any gaps out. And there seems to be a move at the back, which is Chartman onto the McLaren. McLaren's currently 14th and 15th, which is not great. Lewis is really closing in now onto Vicky. Curly, I think had an incident. I wasn't actually looking, but apparently him and Keys are having a little coming together. But I'm not 1,000% sure.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. As I said, I did see both Keezer and Curly, well, on the exit. Keezer was alongside with the McLarens and Curly.
I'm sorry, there is going to be a move here at the end of this back straight. Lewis saw an advantage there with Vicky, had a bit of an instant climbing up the hill, and Lewis is going to try and make this advantage stick now. The hard tires will start to rub in and provide a lot more pace. Also, Strickland had an amazing shot where he rode the curve and started to lose his car, but managed to save it. He is totally on the limit following in this pack. Whipple 1.4 ahead. Another chance down the pit straight for the Williams to try and home in this Alpine. Strickland is also in the hunt in P4. He's showing a lot of pace, and Strickland did have another look. He's going to have to be patient. There seems to be a move at the back, which is the Haas onto the Williams, who got into P9. Well, the championship, the constructors winners from last season, who are currently dead last, not the start the team would be hoping for. The two-time Tier 2 constructors also in McLaren, obviously in Season 3 and Season 5, probably have got their work out for them this year. Lewis following in this Alpine once again. Whipple is coasting up ahead, 1.4 in just over 1.5 laps. Vicky does not make the same mistake going up the hill, but Strickland is going to be in a lot better position now on this back straight to try and get close to this Williams. He's building himself a nice gap down from May, who's sort of just in the middle of being super quick but not like super slow. He just cannot bridge that gap, but he will be there at some point. Strickland closing in this gap. Strickland is showing a real amount of pace out of these front three, or these front four, I mean.
He is showing a lot of pace for the Red Bull driver, but yeah, probably can actually get the move done here, depending on, you know, how that DRS is deployed.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it into turn 1. Oh, he just didn't have enough going for it. I think he braked a bit too much, couldn't carry the momentum.
Yeah.
That is the first scare from Strickland onto Lewis, and he's going to have to be careful. I haven't seen Strickland drive this much confidence in a while.
The only thing, this allows the pressure to be taken off Wiki, who can maybe try to unleash his true pace here and maybe try to catch up to Whiffle, who's showed excellent pace up to this stage so far. So that's a bit of a dilemma for Lewis and Sorokin here. But good news for Wiki is, I suppose. But these three are really battling hard in these first 10 laps of the race. And we've still got 24 laps to go.
Well, there's a big scrap going on at the back here between Apex, Keezer, Shooter and Spandon. I've seen them swap positions a couple times. Spandon had a little wobble going up into turn 12. Keezer tried to take advantage, ending up going wide himself, which allowed Apex to try and come into a fight. May has been overtaken by Scarito for P5. Coming along the back, Spandon closing on the Haas driver. There seems to be a move, which was Keezer onto the Alpine. Now Apex is going to have a run onto Anton, who is back in the Alpine from last season. There's a move at the front, that is Strickland onto Lewis, and the move has been made by Strickland. They're going to carry this fight on into turn 6. Around the outside goes Strickland. Does not have the pace to carry it on, but now he's done what's vital and got Lewis out of the DRS zone. He's going to have the DRS up the hill and into this right-hander. coming up into turn 9 and turn 10. Rear wing is activated for the Red Bull. It is not a rocket ship in this game, but with Stricken at the wheel, it very much could be. Down the inside goes the Red Bull. Lewis is going to try and fight this all the way up the hill, and I think he's going to do that. Inside line for the Williams, he's going to hold it around the outside. Stricken just go onto the curb, cannot hold it once again. Stricken is so close to this move, and he's got to be able to make it now. This pit straight is just going to be crucial for him now. Easy as you like. Stricken into 3rd place. Jolly Shirt has had another spin. Not looking great for the McLarens, but Stricken is into the podium places. However, Lewis's hard tyres will be coming into advantage very soon. Giza into P8, Spandon drops into P9. There's been a spin at the back, which is Chartman being overtaken by 2 cars. Obviously did not have the DRS, but all the way up the hill now, could be going 3 wide into turn 4. Anton's just going to back out and say, I do not want to be involved in this. Apex inside line, Chartman on the outside. Apex probably taking too much cover. Does Chartman have the speed? I think he will. Turn 6 inside line. There we go for Chartman. P10. He lost both positions. Now he got him back, but Apex is not going to give this up. It's an awkward corner dive on. He's backed out very rightly there.
Yeah. I've been watching actually the Chartman battle for a while whilst Lewis and Stricken been fighting out front. And in fact, that was amazing defensive driving by Chartman to keep P10 because he overtook previously on the previous lap Apex. So yeah, to hold on to P10 there.
While that was going on, Lewis did re-overtake Stricken, and now Stricken is going to retake the position again. This could be a very long battle for 3rd place.
Indeed it could, as Stricken's already now back up into 3rd. But the trouble is, for Lewis, he keeps overtaking, you know, before that crucial DRS zone. If I was Lewis, I would probably, you know, keep ahead in that DRS zone going down into turn 1, so like be behind the Red Bull, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, keep trying to be ahead of the Red Bull, because you're just going to lose more time, I think, that way. Better to let the Red Bull stay ahead in this sector of the track and then get the Red Bull in the first sector, sort of thing.
Well, let's have a look. He's going to adhere to your advice. I don't think he's even close enough to make the move. Stricken is going to survive this, but he's going to have a pretty good 3rd sector to ensure he doesn't get caught up in the pit straight. And he's already had a wobble out of turn 11, up turn 12. Stricken is not looking so good at that rear end. Lewis is going to close it all the way to turn 13 and 14. He's going to hit the apex curve, and rear wing for the Williams has been opened. This is going to be very close into turn 1. May is into the pit lane for his first stop of the Grand Prix. Lewis, turn 1, did look down the inside, wanted the outside line actually, but he does not have any room. Hello Moman, how are you? So May going for a bit of an undercut in P13. Lewis still fighting for this 3rd place. Stricken is holding that position very well though.
Yeah, indeed he is. Good defence by Stricken there. As Chartman and Apex still battling their way up back here, so them two really fighting for P10 heavily. And Bandon, the gamer, has got a 3-second time penalty, first time penalty of the day.
I think this could be another opportunity for Lewis, who is not going to take it. Down that back straight, he did kind of look for the move that came to him, but he didn't seem too overly keen about trying to make the move on the back straight. He's going to try and just be patient now. He's got a pretty safe gap behind him as long as he doesn't get hold up. And Stricken has went all over the place in turn 13. He's had a huge wobble. No Moment, it is a new guy, F1 Ology, who's on top. He's also going to be joining Curly later on tonight, and there is the position for the Williams. I think Goso may be with me next week or some point soon. He'll be here at some point. Giza is going to close up now into P6 onto the half. Also, I must say, the game looks so much better. Like even all the info, like all the team badges and stuff, so much better than last year.
Oh yeah, definitely. It does look nicer. More official, I would say, as a word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Correct you know, to how you'd see it on the TV. And in terms of the handling model, there is just so much more grip, you know, so much more enjoyable. I'm not sure if you've driven yet on this game.
Yeah, I've driven a lot.
Yeah, it's, I don't know what your thoughts are so far on it, but yeah, you can just flick the car in, and the car is literally on rails. You know, it's such a nice feeling. Kind of reminds me of F1 2018. I don't know if you remember that game.
No, my first was 21, and Stricken has picked up a 3-second penalty while entering the pit lane. That's a very awkward penalty. But he's going to enter his pit stop now. 15 laps on the mediums is all he wanted to do. The hard tyre goes on, which I'm sure will go to the end of the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But he's been held up in the pit lane. Oh no!
Tiny delay, but then the undercut is so powerful in this game. I mean, you know, the undercut. Well, he'll easily come out ahead of Lewis, I would have thought. You know, but Lewis is probably doing another 5 or so laps on it. So he'll easily come out, I would have thought, ahead of Lewis. Unless there's a safety car, of course, which is the big risk of stopping early. But otherwise, yeah, he'll definitely come out ahead by maybe 4 or 5 seconds, maybe even more, could even be 10. So that's how powerful the undercut is, I'd say, on this game. I mean, if Ivy isn't careful, I mean, there's a chance he could even challenge Ivy if he was coming into the pits now.
Yeah, he did lose about 8 tenths on that lap to Vicky, so those tyres seem to have a lot of marbling for the Alfa Romeo. Vicky has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. 2.1 is right behind him, which is Lewis. And at the moment, to answer your question, the best strategy is the one-stop, as always. A medium hard or a hard medium or even a soft hard can even be an option, depending on how you feel your tyre life could go throughout the Grand Prix. Right, Stricken out of the pit lane, very much clear into P8. Has got a bit of a gap for Ivy Whiffle ahead of him, but Ivy Whiffle has quite a bit of traffic, and that is one bit of traffic I don't want to be in, which is behind Chartman. Chartman is a valiant driver, and there's another yellow flag, and that looks like Jolly's shirt, I believe.
But the gap between Stricken and Ivy, I'm not sure what it was before. I think it was maybe 5 or 6 seconds, and that's come down to about 4 seconds. So, talking about the undercut, I mean, if Wiki isn't careful, he'll be very shortly behind Stricken here, the Red Bull driver. It's already 22.9 seconds gap to the leader, and Wiki's into the pit lane now. Oh no, yeah, Wiki. Thought it was Lewis for a second then.
Well, what I said before about Chartman being a pretty valiant defender, he actually just let Whiffle go. Obviously, he knows that he is nowhere near the pace of Whiffle, so didn't want to affect his race too much. Where is Whiffle going to come out? I think this is going to be closer than I think.
It's going to be very close, I think. In fact,
Whiffle has got the position.
It's close though between Chartman and the Alpine. But look how close the Red Bull is though to the back of Wiki. That's a lot closer than what it was certainly before. You can just see how the Red Bull's just closing up with Stricken to the back of Wiki ready.
Yeah, but this is the actual battle for P2 now for Stricken. He's going to have to really go. He also has a penalty, so he's going to have to try and close in and extend that lead. This is a good opportunity because he's going to have a lot of tyre wear, and that's the second McLaren retirement of the Grand Prix. McLaren are out of the Spanish Grand Prix. That is a double retirement. Let's go back onto the Red Bull. Around the outside of the Alpines, what he's going to try and do, he's got the warmer tyres. There's been a bit of a tyre nuts there. Stricken will have to be a bit more patient just for one more lap.
The only thing that retirement was obviously in the pit lane, so won't get a second safety car for that. So otherwise, Lewis could have been in a great position if there was one.
And there we go, Stricken is up into P5, or the inaugural P2 in terms of when pit stops are applied. He now has to push to get out of his DRS range, and also out of Lewis's range, because Lewis is still yet to make that pit stop. He's going to be mighty quick on the fresh medium tyre. But right now, all that Stricken can do is try and shake this Alpine off his back and extend that gap. I think Stricken is the quicker driver, but he's going to have to really push to get ahead. They're both on pretty similar ERS levels, but the Red Bull is going to be in a bit of jeopardy if this Alpine does not back off him soon, because he has got his own battle for third place to worry about, with Lewis still out on the track, both Williams yet to pit, along with Scarito on the 17 lap medium. I'm assuming he's going to pit this lap. No, he's not.
Well,
he's going for the mega skin.
Gap between the Red Bull and the Williams is now 17.8 seconds. So if my calculations are correct, the Williams is coming out now about 6 seconds behind the Red Bull driver, who's got 3 seconds. Is it 3 seconds or is it 5? 3. So yeah, 3 seconds time penalty. So as I say, this could be about 10 seconds of a gap between the Williams and the Red Bull by the time all said and done.
Well, the one thing going for Lewis to say is that Riff or that Vicky and Stricken are still fighting this out. Vicky did retake that position now. Down the pit straight with the DRS, simple as you like for the Alpine. These two fighting are going to heat up their tyres, and they're going to make them use them more. They're going to drain the ERS levels, while Lewis in front with all that clean air on the old hard tyre is still going to be pumping in some decent enough lap times to be competitive. Obviously, the sooner he can pit, the better is what he would hope. And when's that time going to be? And it's going to be this lap. He's got to be careful of that bump in the pit lane, which caught me out on the first few times. Let's see the Williams pit crew go work their magic. Not a lot of magic they have, but they're going to have to do something spectacular to try and minimise this gap and give their driver the least amount of work possible. I could even see a soft tyre being bolted on here, maybe. No, it's going to be the
mediums. Yeah, that maybe makes sense, but in terms of the gap, well, should be, I'd say, about 6 seconds, 5 seconds roughly, between the two. So currently 4.3, well, I imagine that'll creep up to about 5 by the time it's done the first sector.
I mean, luckily that medium tyre is going to rub in very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.7 seconds.
Does a very quick outlap. Like, if he stayed out longer, that could easily crash that ball. Because it is quite a long pit lane actually here. That's plain.
Yeah, it's a really long pit lane. Well, let's just have a quick look at the penalties. There's 3 seconds for 3 drivers, which is Stricken, May, and Spangler. Then we'll also look at the biggest winners and losers of the day, which is there. 5 positions for Kiza and Spandon, 4 for Scrooter, who is also yet to pit. The biggest loser so far is Becky Mosquito, down 6 positions, and not really in the hunt for any positions here. I'm not sure what happened to Becky Mosquito.
He, before I'm aware, first lap had a bit of it off. He was caught up in that melee. Other than that, I'm not really too sure either what's going on with his race today. Been a bit poor out on the track, I suppose. Not having the greatest of times. A few mistakes maybe. And that's about it really. Still, a late safety car, and he can easily get back into the race. Which would be good, even though Apex and Anton currently fighting out the back here a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm on board with that now. Into turn 4, Apex did have a quick little look. He's also going to be a lot quicker down in turn 5. Now Apex is always not going to make the lunge I thought he was going to then. Stricken has fallen out of that DRS zone almost at 9/10, could even go up to a second. Lewis is going to start closing on this gap now. The fresh hard tyre has, or the fresh medium has rubbed in, and he's going to be on it.
It will be super quick on the new tyres. Be interesting to see how much he'll make up. Thing is, he doesn't need to make up obviously all the time. Only needs to get within 3 seconds.
Obviously, would like that position off of Vicky as well, though.
Oh yeah, of course. But we'll see. I imagine in terms of like how long, the AlphaTauri driver doing a phenomenal job. 21 laps on a set of the mediums. That is being a bit of a tyre whisperer today.
Yeah, I think Moens was saying in the chat, I think he's very much hoping for a safety car.
Yeah, 110%, you know. You wouldn't stay that long out on those mediums if you weren't hoping for anything otherwise. Chartman might be another person hoping for a safety car as well. 17 laps on.
Over Street was going to head into the pit lane now.
Yep. Makes sense. You've got to give it up eventually, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, that time has come. Otherwise, he'd be running around with punctures on his tyres.
Well, luckily for Strio, he is going to go on the soft tyre, which means he can maybe get our fastest lap. This is not all going to go wrong for the AlphaTauri. He's put himself into P8 on the fresh softs. You know, fortunately, we do not have red flags enabled this week due to a bit of a glitch with them. We just wanted to minimise that. On the 26th, they're going to be getting a patch, so hopefully for next week, red flags are going to be enabled for the future races. So that's going to be very exciting. That's going to provide a lot of twists. But unfortunately for Skrito, nothing went his way. 10 laps on the soft tyre is now what he has, and he's probably going to close up to probably Giza maybe, and also maybe get a fastest lap, who knows. Lewis sets the fastest sector in through the second. He's right behind Stricken Gas right now. This should be the position for the Williams. He's just so easy for him. He's got so much more grip. There's been a bit of a gearbox touch then, but not going to matter too much. Oh, is that May? Oh, May's wrong. That's a safety car. Skrito was a lap too late.
Now, Williams got ahead of the Red Bull just before the safety car got deployed. So he'll be glad of that. But then is May out?
May just crashed into the pit wall. The championship defender is out of the Grand Prix. The man who caused the safety car is now out. Oh my god. That is tier 2. Drama is where it's all at here. May is out of the Grand Prix. He's not showing the greatest pace as it is anyway. But we always hope to see better than that.
And everyone is now in the pit lane slapping on those soft tyres, so yeah, I imagine the leaders will come in and copy that, so yeah.
Well, May is not doing that crown any justice.
No, unfortunately not. DNF. Talking of red flags, I do wonder whether we would have actually had a red flag anyway today, given how
I don't
clean it's been. I don't think we would have. So.
Well, let's have a look at the tyre choices. Oh, there we go. Yeah, softs for everyone. I thought Lewis went on the wrong tyre compound there for a second, but he is now going to coast up right to the back of Vicky. Yeah, Tom, don't worry, we know red flags are turned off this week. I did just mention that. Well, everyone's going to be in the soft compound region now. It is going to be probably a 7 lap dash to the end now. Well, no, not 7, like 5.
The only thing, you know what they say, safety cars breed safety cars. Now, obviously with everyone on the softs, and new softs, bear in mind, I mean, everyone is going to feel literally like their car is glued to the racetrack, and it's like getting a new pair of shoes, basically. You know, feel fantastic with that new shoe smell, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so everyone's gonna be.
I love the analogy.
No, it's true. It's like that new shoe smell. You know, or you know, like anything new. That's what it's gonna be like for them all. You know, but they're gonna be so happy. You know, with them new tyres, it'd be like, yeah, just anything. Like, they'll love it. You know, but the trouble is, you know, some people might get a bit too excited and become a bit reckless, if you know what I mean.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, their confidence right now, I mean, with the new handling, the cars already were grippy enough, but you bought it off, a new set of soft tyres, you're all amongst each other, it's a few laps to the end of the Grand Prix, and it's the opener, and you want to make a statement for yourself.
Exactly. Like, just thinking of one person in particular, for instance, Dudley Mosquito. His race has been a nightmare today so far. Been at the back of the grid all day pretty much, and is now all of a sudden, I'm not saying brought into contention for a race win, but
You can see himself move up a couple spots, yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously,
exactly.
I think the most important thing about a safety car is that you have to pick your moments to be aggressive. I think if there's a gap, you don't always have to go for it. However, if there's a thing if there's an opportunity you could actually see being beneficial and clean, you absolutely have to take it. You're P12, you've got nothing to lose.
Exactly. You know, absolutely nothing he's got to lose. He's only got everything to gain here in this situation.
I mean, there's a few cars with penalties, so he can just sit back into turn one and he can just see where anything happens. People are going to be side by side, they're going to be losing lap time. I mean, they could be all over each other. That could just allow Mosquito to go right through the middle of them.
Exactly.
But for me, I think the most important driver to look out for here, for me, I would probably say Lewis. I mean, he's free from Strickland, which is, I think, really important for the race. These two have put on a hell of a show for us. I must say, Strickland driving like a man possessed from his F1 22 form, which is nice to see, and I'm hoping he's enjoying the game. But Vicky's under huge pressure. So is Ivy Whiffle. He's led every single, well, not every single lap, but 90% of this Grand Prix he has led. So when is he going to decide to go? He's going to be a bit closer to the safety car this time. So he's going to have to back up a little bit. Let's see when the Alfa Romeo decides to go. The safety car is now in the pit lane. It is go one whenever he wants to go. That time is now. And we have not got a good start here. Vicky right behind him. He's going to make the move. Vicky into turn one for the lead of the Grand Prix. Whiffle on the inside. Can he make it stick? Vicky does make it stick. Vicky's in the lead. And Whiffle's down into P3. Lewis is going to go for the lead in this Grand Prix now. 1/10 behind him to turn 3. Around the outside is going to be his choice. There's a bit of touching. Whiffle's into P1.
Whiffle's gone through. That was a beautiful move. And Lewis down the inside on Wiki. A little bit of contact between them two as Red Bull now looking to go through on Lewis.
Through goes Ivy Whiffle. He is back in the lead. He threads the needle into turn 3. Stricken closing in this gap now. I just missed out a really good opportunity to say through goes Ivy Whiffle. That's really annoying now. But what an excellent move from Ivy Whiffle. If that doesn't show you his intentions for this season, I don't know what does.
Well, that was a very interesting race restart because obviously Whiffle lost the lead going down into turn 1, and then, you know, Wiki took the lead, but then it all got a bit messy between Lewis and Wiki, which just allowed Whiffle to go back through the pair of them. So he'll be feeling delighted he's back in the lead, but a sigh of relief that at the same time he hasn't lost the lead there either, because that could have been a whole lot, like, you know, worse in terms of the way that went for him. So that's pretty decent. But in terms of these front three, they've been fabulous today out front four, I should say.
Absolutely. I mean, Whiffle was clean, it was precise, it was pinpoint, it was right to a T what he's just done to get back into this Grand Prix lead. He lost it into turn 1, he lost it into third place into turn 2, and he thought, do you know what, this is my race. He's got an 8/10 gap out in front, he threaded the needle between an Alpine and a Williams, and if that is one way to make yourself known in this casual tier, or this tier 2, that is how you're going to do it. That new fastest lap of the race, Vicky is going to claim him a little bit. Lewis and P3 Stricken is going to have to push a lot more now with that penalty being applied. He's going to lose a lot of position. Shooter inside line, gets the position like a prime Shooter McGavin. If anyone knows who that is how you make the move. It was very precise, it was clean, it was composed.
And he's a geezer on Shooter.
Yeah, a lot of marbling, or not of marbling onto Keeler's tyres there, which is probably not a great sight. You're going to be losing a bit of grip by touching all the council's fun, but if that's how you have to get around the track, it's going to have to do it. DRS enabled now. Vicky is going to close on twice. Whiffle. Whiffle is going to have to do a little bit more now. Vicky is closing in. I'm going to have to re-watch the Ivy Whiffle move, because that was just incredible.
Indeed it was.
I mean, all that work could just go to ruins now, because down the pit straight, Vicky has got the DRS. Whiffle weaving, trying to break the toe, but Vicky is just gaining and gaining and gaining, cannot make it stick. Whiffle is under a lot of pressure here. So I can keep it clean. There's been a few positions out of back. It looks like Anton, who's going to be overtaken by Charman. He's going to go super deep. He's going to leave a lot of room for Charman just to squeeze by. Spandon chasing up the hill now. Does seem like he's not going to be gaining here. David Mosquito, 1.4 back as well, not really making any moves. No, Charman, oh there we go. There's a huge collision there. Why is the audio so bad all of a sudden? That is extremely weird. But Anton into P9, Charman into P11. Spandon is going to try and get this move now as well. Let's see what he can do into P10, onto turn 8. He's been a bit of a nudge there from Charman. Switch back possibly not on. No, it's not. Vicky still closing in up front.
Yeah, totally Mosquito. Currently on the back of them watching this battle between them a lot. Up front. But Ivy's going to have to do a lot of defending in these final 2 laps, so it's not only...
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh,
a lot of weaving. I don't want to do that too much, you don't want to get reported to it. Yeah, Ivy still got the pace, right?
yeah, very much does. I mean, Ivy is seriously struggling here.
Probably the tyres are now starting to go. The softs aren't going to last long. Very good for first, maybe 4-3 laps, you know, sort of thing. But after that, they're not going to be very good after.
No.
But then, I suppose it's how you manage them.
Well, here we go again. Vicky should be able to make this move now. I'm not going to go on board with the driver for some reason, but the audio sounds terrible. But Vicky is going to make the move. He's into the lead of the Grand Prix. Whiffle into P2. He's going to look around the outside. There's been a little bit of wheel bump there. Not great from Whiffle. Has to follow this Alpine now. 2 laps to go. And this race may have gotten away from Ivy Whiffle now, because Lewis is right on the back of him. This race could go to anyone.
They're going to come back.
Whiffle's going to... How is... Well, what has just happened to Vicky? I think he's just given him the position for DRS.
Can you do that? Can you DRS trick anyone?
I'm not really too sure. I don't think there's a rule against it. But I think that's exactly what Vicky has done. But he's going to put himself under pressure now from Lewis. Lewis into turn 10. Here we go, around the outside. Oh, he's going to lose them time. That's going to help out Whiffle.
Indeed. Whiffle, well, overall are all pretty much on the same ERS levels going into this final lap, so none of them are going to benefit from anything. But here comes Wiki.
There we go, the move is that simple. The last lap of the Grand Prix and Vicky is back ahead. Whiffle's going to look around the outside, cannot make it stick. Lewis has more battery than all of these drivers combined. He's going to get into P2. Whiffle has seen himself drop down the order. Not from his own driver's fault, just from where he was being placed at the front. The DRS pack was not in his favour. He's going to hunt in this Williams and touch his rear. Whiffle has done nothing wrong this Grand Prix, but being in front was not the play. You had to be behind and get the DRS. I think Vicky's going to take this now. 9 tenths behind. I don't think Lewis is going to be close enough. This could go Vicky's way.
Yep, I think Wiki's probably done enough here actually. 1 second off the road. I mean, it's now just who will finish P2.
Yep, and Whiffle's going to go round the outside. Going to make it clean. Whiffle's been forced off. But let's go to the Grand Prix leader. Whiffle has been in complete control this entire time. Safety car comes out. It has not gone his way. Wicked Vicky in Barcelona takes the season opener. Lewis in P2, Whiffle in P3. Stricken into P4. Shooter does get a position. What a Grand Prix. Wicked Vicky wins. Anton comes home in P8. Chartman in P9, the Demi Mosquito gets 10th place, he gets a point for the Mercedes team, and Apex will come home in 1.7.
Well, what a final 7 laps of the race we had then there. That was very entertaining overall, especially those final 3 laps.
Yep, absolutely.
Literally, that was stunning racing from all 3 of them, and they kept it clean.
Well, who's your driver of the day going to go to? I'll leave you the honours.
I don't know, I'm a bit torn because, you know, right, looking at the positions gained, you'd have to give it to Giza, you know, 14th to 7th, that's a very strong, you know, point score for him. But then I feel like Ivy Whiffle deserves it, even though he lost out in terms of the race. But then, you know, Wiki won the race. I honestly don't know. I'm going to give it, you know, I'm going to give it to the top 3 drivers. They all deserve it, all 3 of them.
I'm going to be a bit more. I'm going to be a bit more precise. I'm going to give it to Ivy Whiffle. Honestly, he did nothing wrong. However, leading the Grand Prix is not where you want to be in that position. 2 cars, both with DRS, hunting you down. Whiffle did nothing wrong. That was so unfortunate. But it's going to be Wicked Vicky. I said there will be a power shift. And he has won the opener in Catalonia. Lewis a reserve in P2. Whiffle unlucky P3. He is showing his intentions though this season. Shooter in P4. Stricken in P5. Scarito in P6. Kiza in P7. Anton P8. Chartman P9. Deggy Mosquito rounding off the points for the team from Brackley. Apex P11. Spandam B12. May, Jolly Shot and Curly are the 3 retirements from the season opener. We'll be back next week where the second round will be in Bahrain. However, in just half hour's time you can go watch the Tier 1 opener also in Spain, which is going to be done on Curly's Twitch channel along with F1ology as his co. But for now, it has been Spray and F1ology, and we are out and we shall see you next week. Goodbye and thank you for watching.
Indeed.
You can join me in half an hour. There's a race with them in Division 1.